Good morning. So today I'm going to talk to you as I drive to school. I'm going to talk to you about my sourdough. Yesterday in my conversation I talked a little bit about the sourdough that my daughter made, and I had gotten some sourdough starter from a friend, and so I decided that I would, you have to use it. You feed the stuff. You sit it on the counter. You have to, like, every 24 hours, you have to do something with it. Or you could put it in the fridge and just let it sit in the fridge for a while. But I was anxious to give it a try. And I made just regular white bread with the sourdough starter. And I wanted to share how I did it. I didn't really make everything while I slept, but I pulled out my bread machine. Now, a lot of people don't use bread machines these days. I know a lot of people buy them and then never use them, but they are really great to mix up your dough. So last night I got home from a meeting. It was kind of late, and I said, I'm gonna do this thing. So I pulled out my bread machine, cleaned it all up, and got a recipe for regular white bread in the bread machine. And I put in the ingredients for a 2-pound loaf of white bread with sourdough starter. And basically it was, water, then you're going to put down your water, and you want to make sure that's warm. And then your butter. You're going to I just kind of warmed that up in the microwave a little bit. So soft butter. And then you're going to put in your 4 cups of flour. You're going to put in, I believe it's 1 tablespoon of sugar. I use the granulated sugar, although sometimes when I've made bread in the past I use honey. But I wanted to go strictly by the recipe for this first time. Then I put in salt, and then you put in a 1/2 cup of the sourdough starter that is bubbly. It's ready to go. It's, not after just feeding it, but before you feed it. And so you put 1/2 cup of the sourdough starter on the top, and I put the setting of the bread machine on dough. Okay, so it just was going to mix up the dough. And my bread machine said 1 hour and 25 minutes. I read in different recipes that some people can just put it on, the dough setting for 25 minutes and then let it sit for a while, maybe an hour or so, and then do it again for 25 minutes. But my machine, I think it was all built in. So I just put it on dough, and it said 1 hour, 25 minutes. So I had some work I had to do to get ready for school and different things. So I just let the machine do the work. And I was gonna actually cook it in the machine. I saw a recipe that said turn it off, let it sit in the machine for like 6 hours, and then cook it. But I kind of combined another recipe and said, I figured I kind of want to cook it in my oven. So I took the dough out of the bread machine, put it into my cast iron pot that has a cover, so it's like a Dutch oven, and I put parchment paper underneath of that. Then you put the dough in. I let that rise with a towel over it through the night. So I went to bed like 10 or so, and then I got up at 4. It wasn't, completely risen, so I went back to bed, got up about 5:30, and it looked pretty good. So then I turned my stove on 450, took my shower, came back, put the bread in there 450 for 20 minutes, and then I took the cover off and cooked it for about another 10 minutes, and I'm telling you, it looked perfect. I'm gonna make a video about it So it was just really easy because I know I'm pretty busy. A lot of the people that I'm friends with are very busy too. And this is a great way to make bread on a busy schedule because I mixed up the dough last night, pressed the button basically, and the machine did the work while I did my schoolwork. And then I went back, put it in the pan, went to sleep. So while I slept, it rose all night. Then in the morning, you just have to make sure you wake up in enough time to be able to bake the bread. You can't have to leave the second you wake up. So I had time planned for it. And the thing about the sourdough bread is that it is actually good for your stomach. And I noticed a big difference since I was eating the sourdough bread. So I'm gonna do more of that. Plus, I believe it's good for your budget if you make your own bread. And your family loves it. People love homemade bread. And people sell it for $4 a loaf. I'm sure it doesn't cost that much for me to actually put it together. So I'm really excited about doing this. I'm hoping, trying to do the simple recipes because that's what I can handle with my schedule. So I think I could have probably mixed something into it when I took it out of the bread machine and I was, I played with it a little bit. I kind of kneaded it, put a little bit more flour in it so it wasn't sticky. And so I could put a cinnamon swirl in there. That would be good. My daughter made some kind of cheddar type of thing. I'm not sure what ingredients she used. I'm going to ask her. So the next thing, after you get really good at making sourdough bread, the next thing you want to do is you want to mill your own flour because that's even healthier. So, there's ways to get healthy in this crazy world, and it's not by eating processed food. Processed food is killing Americans. And it's killing us in two ways. It's really bad on your budget, and it's also bad for the human body. So getting away from processed foods is really good. Eating simple foods. So thank you for those who are commenting. I can't really read the comments right now. I do see all things Pink Impossible. Thank you for coming to my channel. I appreciate you. And so I know on her channel she has mentioned that she cares for her older family members, and that's in my life as well. It's definitely a challenge. I'm glad that my mom has her own place to live and she can take care of herself for right now. And she lives pretty close by, so I can go visit. And so there's lots of challenges with that. And I like to keep up with a busy life. People ask me why I do what I do, and I'm like, I really like being busy. And when I can, I do take a break. Over the weekend, I did take breaks, and that is important. So today, it's New Hampshire, and I like to come on and just show what's going on in New Hampshire for the weather report. It is 46 today, so I just have this coat. Yesterday, it got pretty warm, and so this time of year, right before Thanksgiving, it could be any kind of weather. Like, we have had snow and ice this time of year. We have had, short sleeves weather. You just really don't know what's going to happen in this state. I always say, if you don't like the weather, just wait a minute, because it's going to change. And so we have a wood stove, so if it's cold, you can just sit by the wood stove and enjoy it and wait for a warmer day outside. I do love to knit, so I sent out a sweater yesterday to a friend that lives across the country. She lives in Washington State. Someone that I have met online and have known for, I don't know, probably like 25 years. And we met on a homeschool Christian moms group. And there were a bunch of us that just somehow we met up into this group, and we have kept in touch through the years. Now we have a Facebook group. And this friend, she saw the sweaters that I was making on Facebook, and she wanted one for her grandson. So she asked me to make her one. So I did. So I sent that out yesterday. I can't wait until she gets it. Came out really good because I'm getting better at it. I made one for the Deerfield Fair, and I was able to enter it. I got a red ribbon, so I thought that was, I guess it was fair. It had some flaws in it, but I made it, and I figured I'm going to just do it. I'm just going to put it in the fair. Sometimes, waiting for perfection is a long wait, so let's just do it. And I like to put items in the fair because before 2020, the room that had all of the crafts seemed to be so full you could hardly fit another thing in it. And then after COVID, it seemed like there wasn't as much in that craft room. There's like photos, drawings, quilts, knitted projects, all kinds of things like that. And I like to do crafts, so I figured why not put them in the craft section of the Deerfield Fair. So that's what I did, and it's really fun to see your stuff on display. It's kind of humbling because I got a white ribbon on a painting, and I got the red ribbon on the sweater, but I did get a few blue ribbons too, so I'm glad for that. It was a lot of fun. I'm planning on doing something next year, hopefully even more exciting. So yeah, so today I just wanted to talk a little bit about the sourdough, and if you're interested in any more information about how I did that, stay tuned. I think I'm going to make a video about it and just talk about the process that I did, because sometimes people don't make homemade bread because they aren't home all day, and you have to mix it up, wait, play with it, then wait, and there are steps, and you can't always stay home and babysit your bread. So I wanted to share this cool way that I did it. I worked all day yesterday, went to a meeting yesterday, home I had work to do, but I was making some bread, some awesome bread too. Hopefully my kids will enjoy it. I left them out a serrated knife, because that's the tricky part, is cutting it in such a way that you don't destroy the whole thing. So yeah. But I'm headed off to school, and I'm a teacher. I went to school to be a math teacher, and I was a stay-at-home mom for many years, and I'm glad that I can get out and do some teaching. So I work. I also do a lot of things in my community service, and I just got elected as New Hampshire State Representative, so that will be part of my life coming up. We get sworn in on December 4th, so I'm looking forward to that. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, because I am almost at 1,000 subscribers. I have been working hard trying to put up videos, and I've made videos, I have done videos different ways, but because my life is so busy right now, I tried these car ride videos, and they seem to be, people are watching them, so it works for me. And so today I had the topic of bread. I might choose different topics as I go along, and it seems like there's been a lot of people on YouTube just talking about what they're going through, especially the Gen Xers. I guess that's what I am, the Gen Xers, because life is different than we ever expected it to be. And a lot of Gen Xers like me, you know, maybe at this time in my life, my mom at this age, she was kind of slowing down. My dad was retired at 55, and they were just, you know, enjoying the grandkids and all that. But it seems like a lot of people my age now are having to do what you call the side hustles. So I've done online tutoring, online teaching. I've sold Pampered Chef. I have sold Norwex. I have Norwex cleaning supplies and cloths. I have tried to sell a few other things, but not real successful. So I feel like, you know, try this, try that, and something will stick. It seems like the things I do for free are more exciting than the things I actually get paid for, but so I'm trying to think. Well, yeah, so I do have my tutoring business, which I have talked about on this channel as well, as I am a math tutor, and at this time I do teach school, and I have one student, and I'm really enjoying that student, and I think that's all I can handle right now. But my idea is that possibly more students, maybe in the summer when I'm not teaching school, or, you know, later on in a few years when I decide, hey, I don't want to teach all day long. I'm not sure. But right now I'm enjoying where I'm at, and I'm happy to be teaching. And I drive about 40 minutes to school every day, which is kind of unusual, I guess, but my dad always drove to work like an hour a day. So I guess that's kind of, I'm used to that as a scenario. But yeah, so my kids go to school there, and I really enjoy it. It's a small Christian school, and it's going well. So that's the story for today. And so thank you for watching, and thank you for giving this video a thumbs up, and thank you if you are new to my channel, please subscribe. If you have a channel of your own and you're looking for someone to support you, please let me know in the comments, and I will be glad to check out your channel as well. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.